What up, everybody? I know I don't look like me. I look like 10 years younger, right? It's okay. It's all good. We're gonna take Gina's car. We're gonna go get Tokyo's car because we gotta do some upgrades to Tokyo's for Miles Mayhem. 13 days away. My car's still got no motor in it. The ultimate question, will a cold start? Dang, look at them 14 volts now, baby. Let's go! Wow, what a lovely pile of shit. So what I have to do is that seat over there smells like it's been in an orgy like 6 or 7 times. But we have another GT500 seat like this that we've got to mount on that side. And it involves a little bit of Kyle's specialty fabrications, so obviously I had to do it. And of course, it's way up there. That's like 29 feet in the air. I should probably record if I'm gonna die. Yeah. Sorry about your trunk, homie. 1 like on this video and I'll lick that seat. Orgies. You wanna see how fancy Tokyo is though? The electric seat still works. All right, let's cold start this bad boy. I actually hate the exhaust in this now. It's so loud when you're cruising because it exits like right beside your ear. Cool for burnouts though. For the record, I really don't know how to MIG weld, but the Mali boost, it is what it is. Weird, I can TIG weld pretty good. Can't MIG weld with shit. I don't know why. Maybe I just suck. Look at that. That's middle class fancy right there. 2 GT500 seats again, mounted in there, you know, kind of sketchy, but they're in there at least. Right in style, big boy.
Hopefully that one's mounted good again, so when I wreck this chassis, when my father speaks out.
You had to teach him a lesson though. There's no, like he's acting up, you had to teach him a lesson. Your house, your rules.
Frigged around and found out.
And boys, we got it. I thought we were gonna have to wait till next week for this, but UPS man showed up a bit early, which means we can start assembling my SN95 again. This is the magic maker. The only difference between all the other 5.3 liter turbo combos is basically camshaft and torque converter, and that's where all the power lies, and this should help us tremendously. As you guys know, I've been having spool up problems for next to forever. Anything over 5,000 DA, the car just doesn't want to spool. So we went a little bit looser on the torque converter, and hopefully it helps us get off the line a little bit better, and we won't be running into 14-second spool times. Not only did we get a new torque converter, we also got a badass bolt-together torque converter. So you pay a little bit more for a bolt-together unit, but it gives you the option to change the stator on the fly. Well, you still have to pull a transmission out on both the torque converter or change the stator, but you don't have to buy a brand new torque converter or send yours out to get changed. We don't have the head gaskets and the head studs, but we can still put the short block and the transmission together and jam that back in the car. Because obviously the more stuff we can put together and put back in the car, the better the shop's gonna look. All right, here's the difference between the old one, that's Hughes, and this is Circle D. First of all, the guts on this one are sealed in there, so basically they put the guts in, they weld it shut, and the only way to get open is like operate on it. So this is like a skin bag human. This one is like a robot human because it's bolt together, so basically to get the guts out, you just unbolt it, pull this cover off, boom, guts. There's also a bunch of numbers on the side, which I have no idea what they mean. And then there's numbers on this one, which I don't know what they mean too. So equally as fruitful with the numbers that I don't understand. However, I believe the Circle D ones, look at that, that's like a billet backing plate on this one. That is amazing. They also added an 1/8 inch to the converter, knowing that I had a mid plate. That's one of the things they asked me. And it's made for an LS, so look at that. We're gonna pop the top off this one, reuse that on this one, And then you're supposed to put a quart of ATF in this before you put it in the transmission. It's always best to go in a little bit lubricated instead of dry, just, you know, for comfort and stuff. Nothing like putting $20 fluid in a $2,000 torque converter. Once I tip the engine, it's all gonna fall into the transmission anyways. Yep, you're back. Nothing like good old brake clean in the face. That'll wake you up. It's better to put it back clean, because then if it does make a mess, then you know something new made the mess. See, this one feels lighter than the last one too. I just noticed there was a little nick in it that was actually protruding out a little bit, probably from shipping. I just ground it down flat so we won't have an issue there. If anybody else noticed that when I didn't notice it. Look at that right there, baby. Accepted by NASCAR. This Moff be turning left all the time now. NASCAR. You know what? NASCAR is actually more exciting to watch than people make it seem. Like, I don't watch it personally. I like Formula One more, but I've seen a couple NASCAR clips. Pretty awesome. And now they kiss. Man, look at that unit. It doesn't look like much. That's some supercar horsepower shit right there. Even more. That made 1,300 horsepower, baby. At the wheels. An LS starter. And when I go to put it in, it hits the crank sensor. So I don't know what the they were trying to sell me here. I mean, I slightly almost had a little bit of a pissed off moment, but I think you can actually clock this one. That's what those 0 degrees are for here. So I'm gonna pull this top plate off and see if I can just move this a little bit so I can move this top piece out of the way. My bench is a mess. I can't wait to put this car back together. But I believe it is clockable. Hit something. There's nothing really that holds it in there except that it's tapered a little bit. So, okay, I moved it. Now when we put the plate back on, we should see how far we moved it. In our case, this gear actually hits the flywheel gear, so we're gonna have to just shim this out. They do come with a thin little shim here to shim it off the flywheel, and that's gotta go on the inside in here. All right, new starter is in. I actually had to clock it, and then Colby actually made me, I don't know if you guys can see in there, but in between there, we actually had to add an extra spacer, which is actually a piece of welding wire, because it was too close, the gear was too close to the flywheel, and it was just gonna hit, and where's the other starter? I suspect that's what killed this starter, is that it was too close to the flywheel, and it just kept eating the teeth off here. So, we got the new one spaced out right, and we had to move the coil packs over a little bit, and it's basically the exact amount that I need to move over. Now I can put this in there. We're back from Animathon. That was super fun. 5 days left until Miles of Mayhem. Obviously, a lot left to do. While I was down in Edmonton, backup head gaskets. Here are our new Cometic head gaskets that we're going to be using. And, oh, that almost fell. A new 625 head stud. So let's get these heads put back on, and at least we'll be one step closer for tomorrow. I'm already a little bit drained because I drove 8 hours today, and it's like 8 o'clock in the evening right now. So, start putting the heads on. I've never actually used this head gasket before, but I've heard good things about it. This is the part number down here. And you guys can tell me I'm stupid or not after I've already installed it and uploaded this video, and I'm probably already on my way to Miles Mayhem. It looks like a decent head gasket. I don't know if it's side specific because it does say front over here, so that might have to go on that side, and they might be side specific. Just because I don't think you can flip it over the other way. It doesn't have the same grooving on both sides, does it? Maybe it does. And like I've always done, we're just gonna high-tack spray these head gaskets because no reason not to. There's probably a reason not to, I'm just ignoring it. Time for the magic. Time for the magic, the 625s. Man, if that ain't fancy, I don't know what it is. It's got its own little sheath. I don't think you're supposed to touch these just because they're Inconel, and you'll probably rust them, so we're not gonna do that. We're gonna read the instructions first, and we're good. That's interesting. So the left is the 625 washer, the right one is the regular ARP washer. This one's actually much larger in diameter than this one, and this one has grooves in the bottom to like hold itself on the head, and this one does not have grooves.
How much food did we eat last night?
A lot. Gina was just finishing saying like how we didn't eat much today, but we ate enough for like 9 people last night.
Oh my god, but it was delicious though.
It was delicious.
Baked stupor, we just ate until we almost exploded, literally.
So that cylinder head is on and torqued down. The interesting thing about these 625s is that they actually torque to 100 foot-pounds, and my old head studs, the regular ARPs only torqued to 75, and I actually cranked them up a little bit more to like 80, 85. But these ones are 100 right out of the box. We'll get them in, and basically what I'm trying to do is give myself as much time as I can to get the car finished, and I really want to get it up on the 2-step to make sure this converter is going to work like without any issues. So, day 1 of the thrash so far.
Nice.
Hopefully a little bit better than it was before. Like we've got it painted and trying to make it a little bit presentable. I kind of wish we had a bigger turbo now though. So we went big. We started at like at a 88 millimeter compressor wheel and 103 millimeter turbine, and then we dropped down to a smaller 88 compressor wheel, just slightly, but it's more efficient, and a 96 millimeter turbine wheel. So. We have the potential to make 1,300 horsepower on this setup, so...
Dang. The babies are all...
Okay, tell them for the record, they can get in and out of that catio. We don't lock the cats in a cage.
They're crying for us, not because we put them in a cage. Like,
No.
That's an extension of the house, and they just come outside and sit there and bawl their little faces off.
They're like, love me. Alright, that's it for tonight. Heads are on, headers are on, plugs are in. Making progress.
Good job.
Tomorrow we'll be hard at it and hopefully get almost everything we need to fire it up, because the sooner we can test the torque converter in this thing, the better. Not that I'll have any time to change it, but just to know what we're dealing with. Yeah, I've been working a little bit. Gina, oh, there it is. You can see one.
Hello.
Gina's new wheels showed up to replace the green ones.
I know. I'm a little bit sad. I know people hate on my like dual green, like my double green color, but I love this green color. But now we're going purple for a little bit.
At least they won't be wobbly.
Yeah, it's the ride I'm looking forward to for sure, because I literally have been riding it on those wobbly wheels, thinking that the car was just like a bucket of bolts, you know? I'm just like, it's normal, it's an old car, but I didn't know they were that bad.
So we'll get the other tires mounted on these wheels and then get those put back on. And we'll get the new radials put on while we're at it too. Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get back to work. I don't think you guys need to see me do this because I've done it a million times before, but
Kyle.
the turbo looks large. I know what you're gonna say, Gina. You might have to do it by hand.
What the fuck? Time for that?
No, all the tires are dropped off. Gina's gonna start helping me with my radiator here, so we're gonna try and build a new shroud for here, and then reseal the fans, and then put the proper bungs in the radiator. I'm gonna crawl underneath the car. Get the part that I don't want to do done. The part where I gotta like put the drive shaft and everything back in it, and all the trans lines. And this True North turbo looks giant in here, by the way. Just saying.
It's giant.
It is.
Okay, you're like, it looks giant, as if it's an illusion, but it's just giant.
They can be bigger.
Oh?
But
That's what she said.
I'm gonna show you guys after, once I have the proper torque converter in there, that it's not the turbo's fault that it wouldn't spool. It's just the camshaft torque converter's fault, basically. Okay, radiator's been modified. We've got two 12 bungs in here. I'm just gonna run the line straight off the engine here. There's 112 there, 112 over there. Those are just gonna go each into their own spot on the radiator. The 16 goes to the water pump. This 12 is gonna go to our new coolant overflow, and this is gonna be to the new coolant overflow as well, and that's just gonna try and get the air out of the top of the radiator. I did space these out on purpose a little bit, and hopefully that helps coolant flow down to the bottom rows here, because it isn't at like a huge angle. It kind of lays pretty flat, so probably could have put it down a little bit more, but it does tilt at a little bit of an angle. Now what we're going to try and do is we're going to flip the radiator over. And we're going to try and rebuild our little air scoop that we had from last year a little bit better. Cut that piece out right there, cut that piece right out there. I actually made it 12 inches long instead of 8 inches this time, so I added an extra 4 inches on it. And then we just have to bend it on this line right here, that line right there, and it should make a nice little scoop. And something like that. Something just to catch the wind and hopefully force some air up into it. Probably could have made it like a little bit longer, but you know, 12 inches, most women say is too much, so. And there you go. Scoop, go in. I might bend down the little back part with a hammer a little bit, but you know what? Help get some air into the radiator. All right, radiator's back in. We've got our 2 custom lines on this side. It actually looks a lot cleaner than it did before with the can up there. Now to make the can over here, I'm gonna use 1/8 inch thick just because it welds so much cleaner and nicer. So it's a little bit harder to bend, a little bit harder to cut, but it welds so much better, so that's why I'm using it. Here's the size of my old can. They say size doesn't matter, but like, you know, definitely a volume difference there. Hey Gina, does size matter?
Not if you know how to use it.
So if I use my coolant can better, it would have been fine. Tank is on the side. We just have to build the bottom line from there to the bottom there, and then from the top hose here to the top up there. And that's just to bleed all the air to the top side of the radiator. It's gonna get trapped. I know it probably should have been way up here. I just couldn't fit it up there, so I didn't put it up there. I'd say we're probably about 3 hours from firing this thing up, but we just put 13, 14 hours in today. So tomorrow we'll go get the race gas, Gina's wheels, finish this thing up, and hopefully fire this thing up before supper time tomorrow, and do the trans brake test and see if it works. Praying, man, praying. I'm absolutely ashamed of myself. I don't even know where I got these stupid ass old school red blue fittings, but I have some. And I had to use one because it's the only 90 that I have. I put the black one up top because that's going to look better, and hopefully that gets hidden behind the bumper. I'm actually very happy with the cooling system in this now. It seems like it's going to be much more efficient than before. I just hope we have enough radiator there to cool this thing down. It's only a truck motor. What's wrong with, like, they run all day. Friggin' hog jogger Dan came over here and busted my mirror. Look at that. What a guy. It was already busted to begin with, but he busted it even more. So I think it's ready to fire. I don't have like headlights and stuff in, but I have all the fluids in there. We do have one coolant leak on this hose for whatever reason. So I'm gonna have to redo that one. I think it's time to test fire. It's got oil, transmission fluid. I think everything's connected. Throttle cables in, downpipes on. Here goes nothing, I guess. Yeah, baby! 3.7 seconds to 4,300 RPM. So everybody who said the turbo was the issue, oh my god, turbo turbos, they don't spool worth shit. It's not even the turbo. It was the converter the whole time. Swapped out the converter, works perfectly. It actually is tight enough that if it was like 2 seconds or 1 second to get on the converter, I'd be like, oh my God, that's way too loose. But 3.5 seconds, trans was cold. We're at 1,000 feet elevation. I think we're gonna be okay, boys. That's nothing, no messing with it, no anything like that. So I'm super happy with the Circle D torque converter. It works awesome. Now there's only everything left to do. I was actually super nervous to fire it up, but one thing that I'm super grateful for is that the button on the arc panel never did work, because it would just click and it would hit the starter against the flywheel, and I was like, oh my God, the arc panel's not working. So I installed a second button that went straight to power and ground, and it seemed to help it out a little bit for whatever reason. Now I can start it with the arc panel again with this new starter, and I'm super stoked, man. Couple more hard days and then miles of mayhem. I've been thrashing. I guess it's time for an update. This is all back together, front clip, everything.
And it runs.
And it runs. They've seen that already. But we also went and got Gina's tires. I know they're not green, but what do you think about them? Like, truthfully. I know they're not green.
It's gonna take me a hot minute to get used to them. I like the idea that they match the powder coating, and green and purple go very well together. Except I loved the dual tone green, to be honest. Like, I know lots of people hated on it, but it looked way better in person than it ever did on camera. Like, that is a thing, okay? But the purple looks nice. I'm just not... We just put it on there, so I'm not used to it yet.
It's gonna rain. You can hear the thunder.
I can hear the thunder, yeah.
Alright, let's go see them.
Look!
No, I'm covering it up. I'm going to the other side, the good side with the...
Oh, the good side, the good
light. Alright, here we go.
What do you guys think? Look.
I think it looks really good.
I mean, of course it looks... I mean, obviously she needs a little bit of a wash here, but it's about to rain.
And then that's Gina's trailer there as well. So we gotta make a hitch, and then she'll be towing that trailer. It needs green or purple paint put on it, but for now,
yeah,
mint.
Minty.
All right, Gina's going to get some seat beads.
Yes.
Cheap person air AC.
Well, because
the rain just hit me in the face.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Should I not? I can still drive.
You can still drive that all you want.
Yeah.
It's a street car.
I just won't be able to change out the headlights or take the bumper off. Also, there's no bumper on it, but I'm going downtown.
Is your license plate on the bumper?
Yeah, no. The license plate's on the back.
Okay, yeah. So we took this part off, so that's where we're going to start building our hitch.
There's like dirt in the thing. That's basically like going downtown in a thong, I guess.
I'm going to have to remount the battery connection too.
Yeah.
When I build it. But that'll go in the garage tomorrow. And that'll get done tomorrow, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
sick. Okay, I'll be right back. If you need anything from C-Tire, let me know.
Holla.
Holla. Holla at your girl.
I also bought a brand new battery for mine, so I don't want to have any starting issues.
It's Canada proof, it says right on it.
Canadian proof. Yeah, my car's done outside. I just need to move the CO2 bottle in it. Time to build a hitch for Gina's car. It's, I don't know, 9 p.m. now. I've been out here for another 12 hours again today. All right, the shop is a complete disaster right now because we're in thrash mode. It's the next day, building the hitch. Gina's gonna take her trailer, spruce it up a little bit here. Because really, I just need to build the trailer hitch, and Gina's got some little bit of extra time. I think we're gonna disassemble this a little bit. Paint the black portion of the trailer, whatever Gina wants to do with it.
I want to paint it fun. Like, can I take this off too?
Yeah, it's all riveted on there. So you see the rivets here? You just get a drill bit, like a 1/8 drill bit, drill out that rivet.
Okay. Like, is it too much work to take all that apart though?
The drill and rivets ain't bad. This you might just end up taping up.
Okay, I'll tape it then.
All right, I think what I want to do for this bumper here, for this hitch, is utilize the factory mounting point. This hole is basically exactly 1 5/8. So if I can drill a hole in this piece of pipe, just kind of mount that in there the same way the factory one is, and then put our bar across here, we should be able to make this relatively simple, I think. Our 2 pieces of pipe are in there. I'll flush cut them later. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of our big piece of tubing, 2-inch tubing. I'm going to drill 2 holes in it that it slides over top of this, and then I can weld that piece of square tubing up to these pipes. So those are just, I might have to weld those to the frame as well right there, but it's okay. just bolt it in for now. Maybe I'll build something that just goes down to the chassis and bolts on. And Gina's out here prepping.
Yeah. Like a crazy person, because like, I probably am doing maybe a little more than I need to for the prep.
This long extended hole saw here, I keep bending my bits, like the drill bits inside of it. My initial plan was to use the tube notcher, but the 2-inch pipe doesn't fit in the tube notcher. So now I'm trying to cut it on the ground here. I keep bending bits, so now I'm stealing screwdrivers because these are hardened steel also, and a 1/4 inch.
There's like a bug or something on it. Hello. My lips are sweating.
Need some wiener?
Yes. Putting my first, I'm probably going to do 1 coat of primer because
Don't have that much?
we only got 1 can, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did it.
Nor did it.
So the inside diameter of the square tubing was a little bit too small for that piece of pipe to fit through. So basically I drilled some holes, I just notched it, and that'll be plenty strong when I weld it on there. So get that squared up and we can tack all that in place and then cut the tubes off and weld the outsides as well.
Hello. Look how bright it is. Now look in the sun. It's so bright.
It's gonna be so awesome though.
I think so.
Also, here's our hitch. Just need to weld it up now. This is 120 wall tubing. That is 3/16 thickness. That's 3/16 and that's 3/16. So it should be plenty of strong. Dang, look at that hitch in all its glory. I think this is gonna be fine. Like I said, we're only towing a 200-pound trailer. Put that in perspective, I'm almost 200 pounds, so I think we'll be okay. Dang, look at that hitch sticking out right there. Gina's out here hustling. The pink gave her some issues, but
Now I'm just like working with it. It is it's a thing now. I don't know.
Is it cracked on you? The
yeah,
pink stuff?
you can. I don't know if you can see it back here.
You can see it, yeah.
It got like really crackly in the pink paint, which is really unfortunate because the purple laid perfect, and then the pink just fucks it all up. So like, I don't know why.
Little alien trailer.
It is now. Like, so this side you can see it too, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it sucks.
So
Is it a different brand of paint?
Well, this and this are both Rust-Oleum, so like.
Oh, the fluorescent paint probably needed like a specific primer or
I
something.
don't think so. The reveal. I did it on purpose this way, I swear.
Dang, fancy. You could always put like a pinstripe on it if you wanted.
Here we go.
Yeah, my guy.
You can't really see the Duplo. I put it on the stripes, but like, look, I think I prematurely taped it up because like I want to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
So the yellow paint, I don't know.
Some of the adhesive kind of got
Like,
stuck on
look.
there. That might have been the sun too. That
Even this
oh
from
yeah.
the tape. That's so bullshit. Oh well.
Ease what it is.
It is what it is. Exactly.
We knew how to like polish and stuff maybe, but oh yeah, black pinstripe.
What do you think so far?
It looks actually really good with the pinstriping on it.
Mm-hmm. And I'll just do these lines as well. And
Yep.
then the last thing will be to make decals and put my website. I'm gonna write like Martian on it somewhere, cause
We can do that tonight sometime.
yeah.
So you can see the pinstriping on there now. It's really going to separate the colors, and I think it's going to look really good.
Thank you. I'm glad we went with black too.
You did a good job.
Thanks, lover. I tried. I mean, despite the paint doing that weird thing, I feel like it's the best it's gonna get. That's
It'll
okay.
work out.
Yeah, it's still gonna work out. It's still gonna look great.
Look at all that pinstriping. You know you took that off before you cleared it again, by the way.
That's okay. I could just put like a light. It doesn't have to be perfect tape job over the like that for the clear. I'm not too worried about that. I'm just gonna put on some gloves and then press down my pinstriping a
and
little
then
bit
clear
more,
over it a little bit?
and then I'm gonna clear over it. Yeah,
Nice.
So.
It looks so good.
Thank you.
And then clear decals on it and stuff. It's gonna look so unique. That's what I'll call it. Unique.
Thank you. I just kind of went with it, and here we are.
I'm building a tank almost to match this one. It's gonna be a little bit lower because the lines are gonna come in the top side, and it's gonna go over there for our oil catch can. That's what I'm doing right now. So here's my can so far. Just gotta build the end tanks on it and then weld it up, put some bungs in it. Good to go. Last minute things. Last minute things. All right, what I'm gonna do with my can is 2 -10 bungs in. I'm not sure if 1/16 out is gonna be enough, so I built 2 with these little baffle things in. So one's gonna go in this side back here. One's gonna go straight down in through the top, and I think I'm just gonna put a cap on this top one and then remove it at the track if I need to. And then street driving, I'm gonna run the hose, this -16 hose, down under the car so less fumes get in the cab. As much as I like getting high, I don't need it every day for the next 5 days. Nothing like building a last minute oil catch can. Gotta love it. All right, basically the last day of prep before we leave for Miles of Mayhem. We just gotta build the lines from these two go to the top of the valve covers there and over there. This one is a vent, that one is a vent. I'm gonna buy some hose so I can run a hose underneath the car and a cap so I can just cap this when I'm not at the track to try and keep all the smell of this outside of the cab. And then this one right here is actually for my transmission. It's like the transmission overflow thing. So all that's gonna be collected in that can. It's probably, I don't know, like 5 liters big maybe, I don't know. And then Gina's trailer, this is how it turned out. She put some black pinstriping on it last night. And then 2 extra little black lines on the bottom there. Clear coated everything over it. We have to put the panels back on, like rivet those back on. And that should be good to go. And we can start taking all this junk that we got for the trip and start putting it in the trailers. Remember, Miles of Mayhem, you're not allowed to bring a big car trailer. You're only allowed to take whatever you can tow in your car trailer with you and put in your car. So kind of limited on space. And we've got a little list of things that we need to put in there. I'm going to start building these lines, get that done. And that should conclude the work I need to do to the cars at least. And that's why I'm wearing my good clothes today, because I'm like, yeah, I'm not even going to get dirty. I don't have to get underneath the cars or anything like that. But every car guy knows, even if you're in the vicinity of cars, you're going to get dirty. Catch can is done. Everything is routed there. Just needs one zip tie right here, you know, just to hold everything together. And we just need our 2 hoses, but other than that, it's functional right now, and it doesn't look too bad. This is what the engine bay looks like. I don't even think I made a video in like 10 days, so I don't even know if you guys seen the after photo of the engine bay or the before photo. I don't even remember anymore. But now it looks like this. Looks much better. Damn, dude. Gina be rolling in style. It's funny because I think I put more time and effort into like the finer details with Gina's car than I do with my own car, but she did that. That looks... It's a little bit off shade of the green from the car, but the green and purple everywhere, including the purple underneath the hood. Dude, I like it. If the trailer had purple wheels and the trimming, like all the chrome, was black, I think that would be perfect.
Oh, hold on.
I like your onesie, by the way.
Thank you. It's my, like, when I'm not quite dressed in the morning look. I just throw on a onesie to get some stuff done. Guide me in.
Well, the middle is right where that thing is underneath, behind it. You see that little upright right there?
Oh, no, sorry.
It looks pretty close to me. Dang.
Look at that!
Giaslo.
Not too shabby.
I mean, the rest of the bumper is in rough shape, so...
I mean...
And the hood went flying 40 feet in the air,
I know. Your car is in rough shape, and it was in the downdraft of my overspray all day yesterday. So, I mean...
We'll get it rewrapped one day, maybe?
Yeah. Like, is this overspray right here? Probably. Well, also you've been grinding and welding and shit like that, too, so...
That is definitely your green spray right there.
Is it?
All of that is green spray, yep. Okay, time to load up the trailers. We have 4 cans of C16 to go in there. Gina's tires have to go on the top. Mine have to go on the top. She's already got a bunch of stuff in here for hers. Her floor jack has to go in there, some jack stands, but hers isn't going to be a lot of stuff. We've got some 799 cylinder heads here we're going to package as well. We're going to put those in blankets. Just put those at the front of the trailer just in case. If I don't use them, someone else might need them. These things are so easy to bring. Full set of cylinder heads, full set of push rods. You just need rockers, and you can use stock valve train in these. Easy to bring. We went 16 and a quarter mile on these. Just some insurance. So those spare set of head gaskets right there, and I think that's like the majority of the parts that we're gonna bring. I don't think I'm gonna bring a torque converter or anything like that. Here comes Gina in her pizza slide outfit.
You called it a pizza slide outfit. It's literally just the same jacket that I wore when we filmed something.
In that video, Gina's link's down below. Well, that's a big GI Slow one.
Yeah, to put on the trunk.
Oh yeah. Love it. I brought both trailers over here.
Oh, nice.
So we're gonna start loading them up.
Oh, I bet that wouldn't have happened with the rubber.
Oh, that's the side of the thing. I can move the thing over too. I guess Gina's got some last minute touches too. Little alien logos.
This little guy wouldn't stay. There we go. Ta-da! Isn't that fun? Feels like it was meant to be that way, you know?
Alien. I packed my trailer, it's full. We're gonna try and get 2 race cans in yours. And then
okay.
checking the list twice.
Checking it twice.
Gonna find out who's ready or not. So both cars officially done. I just changed out the, I had a rubber hose as a dash 12 hose. It actually held, and you can see the grooves in the hose there. But I changed that out for an actual AN hose, and that's it. That's everything. Both cars ready to roll. I'm sure I can nitpick and do 20 other things, but I think it'll be good enough.
I think so too.
I took Gina's out for a ride actually with the new wheels on it. 200 times better than before. Doesn't shake anymore.
I feel like there's still the old car shake, but that's a legit old car shake. Before, I was like, man, this car is a bucket of bolts, but it's an old car. And I didn't realize that the rims were that bad until I saw the video, and I was like, oh, probably I shouldn't have ran those.
Anyways, we're gonna get the 2 trailers ready, get them hooked up to the car. Mine's gonna go in the trailer to go down there, just so we have a trailer down there. Gina's gonna drive hers down, and the next time you see us, it'll be the Miles of Mayhem video, or we'll be live on YouTube.
Okay, let me tell you. We do have plans to make some extra footage, like a B-roll trailer. That one is planned, and then like a pre-trailer, and then it's gonna be like a movie length posted on Kyle's channel, and then a different slight variation posted to my channel. So there'll be that.
Yeah, there'll be that, and we'll be live at the track maybe if there's enough service.
Yes, if there's enough service, we're gonna try and go live. Probably, I don't know if we're gonna do it on yours. I would like to go live on my Facebook.
Too bad we didn't have a Starlink setup, because maybe Dustin will have one on his trailer and I can use it or something just to...
Oh, maybe. But yeah, I'm going to be going live on my Facebook, so if Kyle also goes live, then you've got both places.
It is what it is. All right.
It is what it is.
See you guys in the next one.
Wish us luck.
Peace, bros. Living the best life.